Geez, my sunglasses are so comfortable, I forget I'm wearing them.
Sun's always shining when you're cool.
I'm really doing this right now. What's going on, everybody? Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
These as well. Oh,
Hello.
that's what we sound like.
Heck yeah, man.
Big city.
You,
Got a
I was playing music a minute ago. You missed it.
Oh man,
I
YouTube gonna take that right out.
Yeah, that would be great.
What was the music?
I was just playing some Irish.
Oh yeah. Do you have what are your Irish Day plans? St.
Patty's Day, I plan on staying home and probably watching some movies. I'm going to watch Boondock Saints and
Oh, jeez.
Darby O'Gill and the Little People with Sean Connery.
Oh, yeah.
And a
Some
couple.
old
I
timey.
have a whole playlist of movies that are like either take place in Ireland or including Irish people. So probably gonna watch a lot of Mrs. Brown's Boys, which is hilarious.
Mrs. Brown, you've got a lovely daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mercy, Mercy Beat. I can't
Who
remember.
are the two guys?
I don't know. Mrs. Brown actually made an appearance on the most recent of the Medea movies too.
Sure, because he's been doing that shtick for a minute.
And Medea, their last name is Brown, so it's like it was
that's
like
awesome.
a wedding or something, and so Mrs. Brown and her daughter show up as long distance cousins, and
Awesome. Yeah. Geez. And is that an Irish program?
it is a Irish sitcom that is on Channel 4 in the UK, but it's also on it's on BritBox here in the States.
Oh, very good.
It's absolutely the funniest thing ever. And if you have any Irish family members, then the jokes will like hit like that. You know.
Got any Irish family members, Mike?
Not that I'm aware of. Clymer does on her
Clymer,
side. She's
yeah.
O'Brien, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, her mom's side are O'Brien.
Right on.
Yeah. You know, her mom takes it seriously and has been to Ireland. I have not. I would really like to.
Nice. Well, I'll let you know.
I know we got a guy. Yeah. No, it's going to be awesome.
Couple 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, just say, what do you guys like to do for St. Patrick's Day?
I am my family. We used to go down to the Seattle Center because they always had like probably this Friday, tomorrow. There's going to be. I'm sure the parade is tomorrow, and they're probably going to lay the green stripe tonight for going down 4th Avenue, and then over the weekend they're going to have things in the what they used to call the center house, which is the armory now. So they always have like arts and crafts and like music and dancers and the step dancers, like the more traditional version of what Riverdance was, and that was not at all traditional.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Right on.
River dance.
It's a thing.
My sister did Highland dancing for a while.
Cute. Like as a youth?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet it was adorable.
Yeah.
Were you nice to her about it? Or?
No.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same thing as Highland dancing. It's different.
Highland is Highland.
Yeah.
Well,
Geez,
yeah.
have we
Highland
begun
is
this
Scottish.
program? Did we get the music and everything? Did
I don't
miss
know.
it?
I didn't hear it.
think
I
we're
haven't
just kinda
played it yet
hanging
'cause
out.
everyone's
We're
been
just hanging
talking.
out. No,
We got. Is this the new one or?
Welcome everyone to Our
I
Town
like it.
Podcast. Please take a moment to like and subscribe, share if you can, and review if available.
Yes.
We'd love to hear from you, so comment below and tell us how we're doing.
Right
Don't
on.
forget
Thanks,
to
dear.
visit ourtownpodcast.com for all the links and join the members only section of the website or sign up on Patreon. Now here are the boys of Our Town Podcast.
Good job.
Oh, what a
Good job.
sweetheart!
Good job.
I only had to pay her a box of Twinkies, so
Oh, geez. Well,
pretty
that's
cheap.
great.
Well, welcome everybody to another exciting edition of Our Town Podcast.
Extraordinary.
Episode 63, boys, and we're coming
job.
to you from the I Am Renton space here in beautiful downtown
Yeah.
Renton. Go check it out. I know he's got a website. I don't think it's updated, but iamrenton.com. I
Yes.
believe is what it
Yep,
is.
yep,
So
yep.
go check it out. He's doing some great things as Jeff Lawrence, owner of the Whistle Stop Ale House,
Yep.
which you should go visit as well and get some delicious food if you're in the Renton area.
Yeah, or solid beer, a local beer, all sorts of good stuff.
And they
Yeah,
got a
do
St.
brewer
Patty's
prize.
Day thing going too.
Oh, I bet they do,
Yeah,
sure.
they got some stuff happening.
I think most bars do. They
Yeah.
want to sell green.
It's like Cinco de Mayo where they're trying to.
Well, and different menu stuff.
Yeah.
Everything is green is the thing, and it's like, can you get any further away from actual Irish stuff? It's just everything's the food is green, the drinks are green, and that guy has a small, tiny whatever. Yeah,
What does Todd tell you? It is St. Patrick's Day on Sunday,
Sunday,
which
yeah.
is in the future for us and in the past for you guys watching.
That's incredible.
listening to
a couple
this.
days ago.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, this is universe warping technologies we're talking about.
This is everything, everywhere, all at once. Boys, a little trivia I ran into, and Mike, you'll enjoy this. On average, there are 2 amputations that happen per week in the U.S. at meatpacking plants.
Wow.
So when you're going to get your corned beef this
Oh,
weekend,
man. Yeah. There's a little bit of.
and U.S.
man.
meat workers are 3 times more likely than the average American worker to suffer a serious injury and 7 times more likely to suffer repetitive strain injuries.
Jeez.
Yeah. Man, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, but that's awful.
And
Yeah, no, that
it's
industry is
just gross.
difficult top to bottom.
Yeah.
It is.
And it's all about the speed.
Oh,
They
yeah.
want
Sure.
everything faster.
Profit.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Because, it's not about the longevity of, obviously, the employee, but nor the industry itself.
Yeah.
Right? And therein, to me, lies the problem with this style of capitalism, is it's very short-sighted.
Yes.
When nothing else in existence is terribly short-sighted.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Meow.
If you feel like you need to get amputated, or
rough.
if something else comes up and you need to stop this here program because you don't feel safe, tonight's safe word, boys, is Dust Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
Dust
Bowl.
in
Yeah.
honor of Hot Rodders of the Apocalypse, which I
Yes.
have just completed writing of the very first episode.
you
I think
are
I'm
on
done.
fire.
So
Nice.
And I've got the second one started. So I'm going to put it to our shared common drive, let you guys start practicing dialogue. Obviously, there'll be rewrites and stuff that we figure out as
Or
well.
as
yeah.
Kermit
We'll
the
just-
Frog would be like, yay!
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah, we need to fix it. We'll do it live, Mike.
Here's a little bit of trivia for you guys.
Eventually,
Yeah.
I bet eventually we'll get to that point, right? Where
What's
we're-
that?
Where we can just do scripted stuff live.
That'd be cool.
That would
I'd be
be
down
cool.
for that.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it takes,
We'll get a lot of practice with the hot rodder.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah. So I was going to tell you guys, one of JFK's senior, John F. Kennedy, one of his first cousins married one of my mom's first cousins back in
Oh.
Ireland. So in a roundabout way, I am related to the Kennedys.
wow, get any of that Kennedy money?
No, we got
so
the
far
curse
not with
though.
that attitude. Oh, well.
Did somebody get assassinated?
I mean, as bad luck as that family has it, there's way more than just assassination happening.
Yeah.
Lots of mental health issues, clearly.
Whoa, with Robert Jr.
Yeah. No,
Well,
nice
I don't
segue,
think
right?
He's mentally
Right?
ill. I just think he's either misinformed or just going to where the butter is for the bread, right? There's industries. I
don't know.
And misinformation has a bunch of different industries within it.
I mean, he. What I mean is, mental health issues. I mean, that also might be why he's so easily susceptible to the misinformation.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
although my
I don't
mental
know.
health.
He's a successful lawyer and has been, on the correct side of environmental litigation and stuff like many, many times. He's done a lot of really good work. That's why it's so weird to me.
It's well, I mean, a lot of smart, good people have been fooled in the last 8 years. So,
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure.
it's amazing how someone who's college educated can fall into that shit. I'm speaking of my sister, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's a thing. It's
Yeah.
a thing. And I mean, yeah, again, at least because his kind of big deal is inoculation. Should we get off RF Kennedy, Jr.?
Well, we're going to talk about him.
That was- that's kinda
and
why
he is an
I-
actor. Okay, so we'll circle back to this.
That's kind
Well, we'll talk about it now.
that's kind of why I
don't know,
led
yeah.
into that.
'Cause
That's
it's
the
kind of
first.
his big claim, right? Is the big pharma putting it
Yeah.
back, right? And it's like, and I mean, it's not like there's no truth to that, right? So of course he's got
Yeah.
some land to stand on, but it's like, I don't know. I'm not even remotely close to being convinced that the inoculation is worse than the disease.
Right.
Right.
I am definitely-
Disease is a very serious thing, and I think we are so spoiled by the lack of it in our everyday lives that we pretend that it's not there. And
Yeah.
again, could inoculations be the most safe and the most effective possible on the planet and forever moving forward, like all our technologies should? Yeah. How do you go about that? Typically, you take out the greed part.
Yeah.
Right?
I
Get rid of the greed part, and that progress can happen. Right?
I actually got a PM from somebody on Facebook this last couple days ago. I posted something about I was on a Facebook group that is for dating and whatnot. I was like, hey, is there any events happening for people who are neurodivergent? Because I would be down for that. And I got a direct message from somebody from that group saying, aren't we all a little bit autistic? No, we're not. No, it doesn't work that way. And of course, they had to bring up, chemicals and inoculations and this, that, and the other. It's like,
It's the contrails.
People who believe that vaccinations cause autism really, really kind of piss me off because that's not what's caused it.
Well, the data's not there to support that, right?
Yeah.
From really oddball points of view, that the data, you know what I mean, but not from any real.
And the thing is,
not in a real way, honestly.
The thing that really irritates me is well, how come we're only just now seeing it? It's because in the last decade, maybe less even, is when they're really starting to understand neurodivergence. It's
Well,
not.
and we shipped them off to different schools, dude.
Yeah,
They got isolated from the rest of us.
They got put in institutions.
No,
They got put in-
How come I didn't see all those kids when I was a kid? It's like, yeah, because they got shipped off.
They got
dude.
put in
What
hospitals.
the fuck are you talking about?
And-
It's like,
and
which
don't-
isn't necessarily bad. I guess if that was better care, then that's not.
It
bad.
wasn't, though.
I shouldn't.
That's why those places were closed.
Well, I think they were closed because Reagan convinced us not to invest in our own people, right? And convinced us
They
just
closed
to
those places
invest in
because they
Wall
were not
Street,
treating those
right?
people respectfully. They were treating them like
I bet in
animals.
some cases that's very true.
That's every
but
case, Mike.
Well, I'd really.
That's why they were
thought
closed.
millions and
Yeah.
millions- No, that's
Yes.
simply not so. That's simply not so. Every single person that was in public care
I know
was
for a fact
mistreated.
because my uncle was in one of those places and he was not treated right.
Sure, and I'm sorry to hear that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry to hear
So
that. But
it's,
that's
to
just a
say
broad
to
brush
say
thing.
that it wasn't a thing
No,
is
I
a
never
disservice to
said
those
that.
who had that
Never
problem.
said that. Never said that. I just said that not every single person in that type of public care was abused.
That's basically saying it didn't happen.
No, by no means is that, Todd. How is that saying it didn't happen? How is that what I'm saying?
It's like not all men are that way, guys, or not all conservatives are batshit crazy people. The whole not all people thing is bullshit. When people say this is happening, it's fucking happening,
Yeah,
regardless
who's
if you
denying
believe it or
that?
not.
Who has denied that? Who has denied that?
But you're saying not all.
Obviously not all. You're talking about millions and millions of people, Todd. Obviously, right? That's like saying everybody in school had a bad experience in school, right? I'd say some did, some didn't. Is that untrue, Todd?
I couldn't tell you because I'm not one of those people that didn't have a good experience at school. My experience in school was not great. I was in the special ed class. I was treated less than because I was in those classes.
Deep breath, everybody. I think what Mike is saying is, yes, there was systematic issues throughout all those
Like
care
in
facilities.
every single system, yes.
Yeah.
Because human systems are imperfect by nature,
Yeah.
if not design.
Did everybody have a bad experience? Every single patient?
I just don't think it's
I
possible.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't know.
really don't. And I think a lot
I think
of that
there was
is
good
class-based,
hospitals.
like anything else, right?
good administrators,
And
good
people
nurses,
working
good
in them,
doctors.
right?
Yeah,
It's like how
but
many-
not every single one.
Yeah, I don't understand, Todd. I don't.
Well, I mean, that's why those places were closed down because the amount of people who were being mistreated. That's why they were closed. Not any other reason. That's why they were closed. And I'm not gonna back down from that one.
Fair enough, dude. Right on.
Yeah, I also know that Reagan did cut a ton of federal funding for those facilities, which made it impossible for them to stay open. So,
Yeah, well, they shouldn't have stayed open. With the way people were being treated, with the way my uncle was being treated, he got treated better once he was in a assisted living facility, which is not the same thing as a hospital where you're treated as a patient or just another person in a gown. They weren't treated with respect. They weren't treated right. They were treated like they were stupid individuals or animals. They were.
yeah, no, totally believe that a very vast number of people had that experience for sure. Yeah.
And if you've not been in that community, you wouldn't have probably experienced any of that. So.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Robert Kennedy,
Hey.
Robert F. Jr. Kennedy, I should say, he has approached, because he's still running his political campaign as an independent at this point, but he has approached both New York Giants quarterback Aaron Rodgers and a friend of the show, Jesse Ventura, the Body, to be his running mate in this coming election, which is a little fascinating. I mean, we all know Ventura's got some conspiracy,
Just a little bit.
just a little bit, but he's a fascinating character, and I think he's a smart and somewhat capable person.
No, I agree. I don't think he has any desire to be a vice president of the United
I
States.
couldn't imagine, not at this point in his life.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, no, I don't.
Definitely not at this point in his life.
No, I think he wants to be left alone.
Well, they've both been welcome to the overtures, but I guess it gets their names in the press, right? So that might be a reason that they're sort of receptive to talking about it. Aaron Rodgers, I don't think, has any qualifications for any type of public office whatsoever.
I wouldn't think so.
I don't know. He's a quarterback.
It's a big pay cut for that guy, right? So I don't know.
Well, his football career might be over. He went to the Jets on a big contract last year and got injured in the first 5 minutes of the very first
right.
game. So nobody really knows if he'll be back or not. So kind of crazy. It would be interesting to see how the Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Campaign plays out and to see how well he does come the general election. I'm just curious to see. Has anybody seen the Washington State primary results at all?
No.
No, I don't.
No. I think it was Tuesday, right? It was the deadline for it. Just curious, because I don't know if he was on there as an independent at all or not at all, or if he was on there as a Democrat.
He wasn't on the ballot.
I don't remember seeing his name, so interesting. Well,
Yeah, there was a name on there that I didn't recognize, and Marianne Williamson was on there.
yeah, she's the author, right?
And just a general do-gooder.
And there was that guy from the representative from Minnesota or Michigan or somewhere. That was
Maybe that was the guy whose name I didn't recognize.
Yeah. Well, speaking of presidential elections, our favorite ex-president, Trump, he lost that big case, right? The 400 and something million, and then you add in the interest and all that. It's up to $500,000 in fines.
And that
stuff.
was for tax fraud?
That was for inflating his values of his businesses when he went to go get a loan, and then decreasing the value when he was having to pay taxes on it.
Didn't he also get like a huge fine for defaming that one person?
Yeah, he got like $83 million against her, which he did put up a bond. Somebody gave him a friggin' bond. Who's stupid enough to put up a bond?
His followers.
The Russians, yeah.
Yeah, and it sort of depends on how much access they want, right?
Yeah.
Because if he does end up winning,
And the thing is he was told not to even mention her again, and he keeps
doing it. But anyway, so Trump's got this big thing against him, this big judgment, and he's got so many days to post a bond or put up the cash. And in the meantime, his lawyers have sent paperwork into the court, and it's like, oh, by the way, these 6 properties, the address was wrong. They're not in New York. They're actually in Florida. So like Trump Tower and Chicago Trump Tower and some of these golf courses that are all use the Trump Tower in New York address. He's trying to claim, oh, no, they're in Florida. Because he's trying to keep the New York authorities from getting their hands and putting it because it is not owned. And it's like, and the court's like, yeah, no.
I'm glad the court was smart enough to see through that bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, come
They've
on.
had to deal with gangsters for a long time.
Yes, yeah. And then Todd, I think you're maybe the only one of us that uses TikTok. Have you heard about the House passing that bill to ban it?
Yeah, and it's man, everyone basically, it went through, and I guess it's now waiting to become a law. I guess whatever, and
well, it's got to go to the Senate. But Biden did say he would sign it if it comes to his desk, which is weird. And I get the sort of the impetus behind it is because it's a Chinese-owned company, right?
I mean, that's what they say. I don't know if that's where the owners are. I know that the guy who runs the company is Taiwanese, and it's
is he?
So yeah, he's not even from China. And the court people are like, have you ever been a part of the Chinese? No, I'm from Taiwan.
Yeah,
I'm Taiwanese.
Soon to be part of China, unless they.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But the thing was that even with a ban, is the feds are saying there's not a whole lot they could do anyway. They could just make it so you couldn't get updates.
Yeah.
At least not off of Apple Play or whatever.
Okay.
Common app stores, right? You
Yeah.
could still download one somewhere.
So they're trying to either force the sale to a different Western company, I guess, like a U.S. or a Canadian company or whatever.
The question is who's going to buy it? Because if any of the big ones buy it, it becomes a monopoly, right?
I would think so. And
But they're not regulated, so there's no real monopoly to be had.
Well,
right?
in fact, Trump chimed in and he said, quote, if you get rid of TikTok, Facebook and Zuckerschmuck will double their business.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
And I thought he was the one who wanted to ban TikTok in the first place.
I thought so, too.
Yeah.
But
Well, and the big thing is like...
I bet they're sending him money to hedge their bets. I'll bet you $1.
And I'm pretty sure that Zuckerberg is one of the people pushing for it to getting banned as well. Because then,
I don't know.
Because then, if there's no TikTok, then Reels become the dominant short form video,
right?
And or even YouTube, having their shorts.
Yeah, I think my kid will shrivel into a raisin and possibly.
But I mean, they took
dry
off,
up.
dude. TikTok's not that old, right? At least not in the U.S. And it just
5 or 6 years old, I think.
Yeah, in social media terms and big.
170 million Americans have downloaded TikTok,
man.
And whether or not they use it daily, I don't know.
And there's a lot of people who are able to make money off of it too. People who make silly videos where they're just either doing comedy skits or they're doing dance videos, which is what people think of when they think of TikTok, and that's not. I don't ever see dance videos anymore. I haven't seen dance videos in like 3 years.
Yeah. So funny story. I'm driving with one of my techs to a project we were working on, and he was like, "Yeah, I started making TikToks." I'm like, "Oh, serious? Yeah, how's that going for you?" And he goes, "Well, I got a lot of views." And then I started to brag because my daughter made a lip sync TikTok that got like 25,000 views, right?
That's decent.
And I was like,
Great, huh?
yeah, I was going to be like, yeah, my daughter made a TikTok, got 25,000 views. And he goes, before I got that out, he goes, yeah, it's about 2.5 million views right now. And I'm like,
Man, what
did he do?
he did some weird little video where it's Jason Momoa on the phone and he's saying something. I don't know what
That's
it is.
funny.
But yeah, 2.5 million views. And I must have been, because this was probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. So there must have been a lot of Jason Momoa stuff in the news.
I mean, Jason Momoa was trending when the first Aquaman came out. So there was lots of videos with him in it. And then
that would have been like December? No.
No, I'm talking about the first one.
Oh,
like
years ago. Okay.
3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But then, although the new one came out, so there might have been an uptick on Jason Momoa videos again. I haven't seen any, but I'm sure they're there.
I don't know. I mean, 2.4 million views.
The algorithm works in weird ways. I mean, it shows you what you liked on the platform. So if you like certain things, those are the types of videos you're going to see. I don't see dance videos because I never like them, and I skip past them when they come up, if they came up, you know. So a lot of the ones I see are like political ones and like funny ones with like either cats or dogs, or like lip sync videos, which are hilarious.
Yeah, that's why on Instagram, all my videos that are presented to me are dogs farting.
Nice.
Farting dogs.
You know, the classics.
Yeah, you know, you
And go home?
there is a channel on YouTube, on Facebook, I'm going through all of them right now. On TikTok, there's nothing but fart videos. Like every video is a different thing. You know, guess the fart was the most recent one I heard, and they would make a sound that they think the fart's going to sound like, and then whether or not it comes out that way is kind of the joke. So guess the fart.
Guess the fart. Well, guess the state. State of Colorado. This shit bugs the crap out of me because I really believe in justice reform, especially for prisoners, because there's too many people that are convicted, especially the African American community, that are convicted and put away for really long sentences
For minor things.
and it sucks for their entire life. It just sort of defines their entire life. But the state of Colorado found that a DNA scientist that had been working there for like 30 years took a whole bunch of shortcuts when she was doing DNA testing. And after they found out about it, and this is over the course of like 29 years, after they found out about it, she went in and tried to hide the fact that she took these shortcuts. Most likely these shortcuts weren't
But still not doing her job.
that big of a deal, like they
So when
wouldn't
she
have
was getting
overturned
caught for
it.
not doing her job.
Right.
She covered up. That
She
was
covered
not
it
doing her
up.
job.
So,
Yeah.
So how many people went to jail for a long period of time because of her?
Well,
Yeah,
they're
that's a good
saying
question.
that they have to retest, and the legislature they've gone to the legislature to approve a $7.5 million bill to retest 3,000 plus samples just to redo it. Meanwhile, there's hundreds and hundreds of people in prison that are probably going to be like, hey, man, they messed
what
with the
about me?
DNA,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
So,
she didn't do her job correctly.
Oh, my God.
Shouldn't
That's
that
awful.
reverse any finding any court results because of that being messed with?
Yeah, if that was
think so.
the damning evidence, right?
Yeah,
if,
for sure.
if the prosecution was due to that DNA evidence, it was, but I would think more than like, I don't know. I really don't know the detail of what she did, but that's shitty. And there's another thing. It's like, that's a system that evidently we have to have some kind of punishment in our society because there's some awful fucking people doing awful fucking shit to other people. So how do we make it so the least amount of innocent people go away?
Well, and that's the thing, too,
know?
because you are, I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts, you are fucking with somebody's life, whether it's, going to jail for even just a year or going to jail for life. I mean, it's,
oh, no, it's,
it can totally just
it changes everything. You lose everything.
Yeah.
And just the injustice of such a thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, because not only, I mean, that's just and just not doing your job, and fraud. Because you're getting paid to do your job and you're not doing your job.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So it's like, you just stack this shitty behavior.
Yeah.
Right?
So did she get fired from her job because of this?
This all went, they
that
all
should be a prisonable one.
found out sometime last year. She got put on administrative unpaid leave in October, and then she was forced to retire in November.
Good.
But I haven't heard
she should go to
whether there's
prison.
some
I'm
criminal
with you,
charges
Mike. I
coming.
think she should definitely see some jail time or prison time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a absolutely lose
Just
your
sucks,
liberty.
man.
Serious, because it wasn't just a one-time thing. I got bribed by the mob. They threatened that they were going to blow up my kids if I didn't change this result. Right?
Yeah.
Then we could kind of go, well, you fucked up, but we know why. But no, this is a habit, right?
Right. And where was the oversight? Does she not have any oversight?
I don't know.
Is
Maybe
she
that's
be
the
able
final
to just
stand.
be in there and
It's not like
manipulating?
NCIS, right? Where it's
And again, it may not have affected any of the actual samples, right? It could just be that she didn't, stamp it
stuff or
right or
something,
whatever. But it's still fucking with people's lives, right?
Well, and it's taken all the work that the prosecutors did. Let's say that 100% of these people were guilty. Now it's going to make the retrials,
Yeah, yeah.
stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? It's like at
Yeah.
the cost of taxpayers, et cetera, and
Right.
the chance that now a guilty person could go free, maybe an innocent person can go free.
Yeah.
That would be great. But
Yeah. I always have this dream of getting, winning the lottery, getting my law license, and then working for like the Innocence Project. or
oh
something.
yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And because estimates are like at least 5%, 1 in
Right.
20
Do you-
did not do it
Do you,
in
do you
American
think
prison.
maybe she was
Yeah.
watching CIS and going, man, they get it done in half an hour.
I know, it's amazing. I could cut that. I could do.
I could
22
totally do it in
minutes.
half an hour.
Yeah.
If
me
I just
10
do
minutes.
this,
I
and
got
then,
Oh my god.
you know, only put it in there. Only put it in the centrifuges for 10 seconds instead of 10 minutes. You know that'll be enough.
That's good.
Because the law enforcement is it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Right? And we all need to decide, how necessary it is if we just want to live in the fucking barbarian days.
Right.
But,
Well, here's one for all you conspiracy theorists. Boeing had a whistleblower.
yeah, what happened to
Did
that
you hear
guy?
this?
What happened to
he
him?
was a quality manager at the North Charleston plant that makes 787s, the Dreamliner, and he was reported. He was talking to federal investigators and saying that Boeing had put pressure on the lines to get stuff done faster and in an unsafe way. Well, the guy had been talking to investigators as recently as a few days before he died.
Oh, he died?
He ended up shooting himself, allegedly.
Oh, man, well, that's awful.
It's totally awful. Nothing to laugh about.
Really,
but
he did? Really?
yeah,
Really? He
yeah,
did?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, with all the stuff that they're going through right now. So it's an apparent suicide, a self-inflicted wound.
Jeez, that's a drag.
He also claimed that the oxygen masks in those planes, through testing, were only 25% efficient or effective. So 1 in 4 of the oxygen masks that drop down don't actually work.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty
That's not
goddamn
cool.
scary stuff.
I don't know. Is anybody going to check up on that?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. I mean, I would assume.
1 out of 4. That's just mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope,
Oh,
mine doesn't
man.
work. Give me yours.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. Boeing's got to get their shit together. Or do they?
Well,
Right? 'Cause
Boeing.
you can't just drop your order. Let's say everybody got so mad at them that there's a link all the way to the top where they're like, no, let's kill all of our customers.
Yeah.
Right? The European guys,
Yeah.
they're 10 years back.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It's like, so it would crush a multi-trillion-dollar set of industries.
Yeah.
You
Right?
said it was at the
So Boeing's gonna get
737.
away with whatever they want to get away with.
This guy was the plant supervisor at the 787, the Dreamliner, over in the Carolinas. So
I flew over to Spokane in I think it was a 737. Either way, it wasn't an old plane. I think it was a relatively new one.
yeah.
But there was some turbulence on the way when we left SeaTac, and I'm like sitting there like talking to myself. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine.
It's all good. It's all good. Sign of the cross. But speaking of that, Todd, meanwhile, a 6-week audit here in Renton, because in our backyard, the 737 plant here turned up dozens of problems throughout the whole manufacturing process. For stuff like the people building the plane were using an old hotel key to measure like thicknesses of door seals and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's precision enough for aerospace.
I mean, if it's the right thickness, then okay.
There's
sure.
no tool
But,
for it.
they've got so much money they can buy an official
Right.
tool.
Calibration
Right.
tool.
They have the means to build tools. I would imagine.
I would
too.
think so.
Yeah, little space-
I knew
yeah,
a guy
you
that
know they
worked
do.
just in tools,
Yeah,
and
you
he
know
would
they do.
either
Yeah,
check
and
them out or
tools
he'd
and
build
tooling.
tools. Yeah.
He worked
I know.
with tools.
What the fuck is wrong
The
with
other
you?
thing they were doing was using Dawn liquid soap applied to a door seal as lubricant to fit the door up in the process, and then they would take a wet cheesecloth and wipe the soap away to get rid of the soap residue.
Well,
and I'm
Dawn
like,
is good enough for ducks.
I mean, yeah.
it's good enough for the
I watched
737.
my sea lions in Dawn.
Yeah, and we watch pelicans and seagulls and
I mean, do better,
man.
right?
I know.
come on.
Why not? Why
Yeah.
not? Those
They're
planes
a
are really expensive.
multi-billion-dollar company. Why are they
I
being
don't
so
know,
cheap?
being so cheap.
Yeah.
And they get, a lot of
I mean, is
taxpayer
it-
money through the military-industrial complex side.
Is it like
They,
the Ford
made them-
Pinto when Ford decided that, the car might blow up, but it's cheaper to pay off the people that die than it is to recall.
Well, and remember, all big corporate decisions, that's part of the rubric of that decision.
Yeah.
It is. Absolutely. What's the tort cost? Versus the profit.
Is it cheaper to pay the families money for the loss of their loved one
for the max? It certainly
versus a recall and having to replace everything.
Yeah, evidently, right? Because there's 300 people. They didn't have to pay out as much as you would think they would. Nobody is even looking at a jail cell.
Here's a $5 gift card for Uber.
yeah, and Boeing got not diverted. What do you call that? Prosecution? Is it diverted?
Diversion.
Yeah, because as long as they were nice for a number of years.
Is it deferred?
They were nice.
Is it deferred?
Maybe it is deferred.
I think it might be deferred.
Okay. But not anymore. So, I mean, ideally, of course they're going to lose that because they didn't hold up their end of the bargain.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It's weird to me. It's weird. Well, it's not because it's greed.
Yeah.
Right? And greed says that you just have to siphon everything. Nothing else matters except the very tippy top, right?
Yeah.
And it's just silly, and we got to stop.
Well, isn't that what the trickle down economics was?
That's how you get this accelerated, right? Humans tend to fall into line and go, "Hey, Pharaoh needs all my stuff. Here you go, Pharaoh, dude, with all the giant church and the giant fucking everything. It's like, here's the rest of my stuff.
He needs more.
You need mine.
He needs my money.
Like,
the thing is, it's like the church does that too. It's like, here's the collection plate. Give us your final $5. We're worth billions of dollars, but we need your $5.
I know.
Well, speaking of jail cells and all that stuff, old friend Andrew Tate, we haven't heard from him for a while. He got released on recognizance or something, like house arrest or something.
But did he get rearrested or something?
Just got rearrested this week because he sent a message to a podcasting friend of his, and the guy's name is Aiden Ross. Don't know. I've never heard of him. But the guy said, read the message on his live stream.
Oh, jeez.
And Andrew Tate basically said, hey, man, we're about to get out of Romania and we ain't coming back. So if you want to get us on the show, you better do it sooner than later. Right. And so I don't know if it was the attorneys for the women that he allegedly sex trafficked that say, hey, check it out. But somehow the police got a word of it, and they went and rearrested him, saying that in Romania, saying that he was planning on fleeing the country and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh my God. He does have an oddly shaped head. So maybe his brain just doesn't function like a regular person's brain.
Well, this is the same thing when he got arrested in the first place, because he was smoking that cigar and complaining to Greta, the young environmental gal.
Like the girl,
and they were able to see that he was in Romania from the pizza box or whatever.
Right. Oh fuck! I forgot all about that. And I don't
know,
man.
He's not real mastermind of criminal activity,
which is probably for the best.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He is legitimately a Scooby-Doo villain. He really is.
And yeah. Remember when it was popular to be like viscerally angry at that Greta lady? When she was a kid, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was the anger du jour for a minute there, where it's just like, she's a kid.
I think she's like 17 or 18 by now, but she was like 15.
I think
she was
in her 20s now, but but back then, it
was just weird.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
I remember her making a joke about all of his cars not. What was it? Something about him being in jail. I can't remember what it was now, but it was really, really funny.
Yeah, but I think the Brits want him for 4 different ladies. I think have said that they were sexually assaulted.
He definitely needs to. He needs to be put under a prison.
He needs to go on trial just like anybody else.
Greta Thunberg.
Thunberg,
age 21 now. So.
I heard she killed a guy in Singapore.
Don't start spreading rumors.
Just to watch him die.
Yeah, don't start spreading rumors.
Yeah, no one's listening to us.
Well,
I mean.
No
one who has any power anyway.
Thanks, fellas. Yeah, we have paid subscribers. It's a real thing.
The 3 of us, but
Jeez. Okay. Also, speaking of not too bright, do you guys know? Did you watch the original Power Rangers? I was a little too old for that.
I've seen a handful of episodes. It was one of those. It was either that or watching soap operas.
The original Red Ranger, his name was Austin St. John.
Yep. He's been here at Renton a few times.
Yeah, has he? He's got a clothing line. I think he calls it his Warrior clothing line or something like that. Yeah. But his plan is to put Warrior quotes on these clothes. So go back into history and find like a quote from Genghis Khan or somebody, right? But he's going to include Hitler quotes on his shirts. What? Right?
He doesn't see that might be problematic.
Not problematic at all. So he says that he's going to have famous quotes from warriors of all ilk, including the terrible ones. And he does pick on Hitler, saying he was a demon
really
incarnate and all that. Hitler was no warrior.
Yeah, not
Hitler was
really.
He was not a warrior. He wasn't even close to being anything close to.
Kind of a toad.
What?
I see what this guy's saying, and he's getting free press, right? We're talking about it right now.
Yeah.
Hitler's the kind of guy who would have a giant.
Follow through with it.
Hitler's the kind of guy who would have a giant pickup truck with a tiny penis.
Yeah.
Who's that? Austin?
Not just. I'm saying Hitler in general would be like one of those guys who has a giant pickup truck with a tiny, 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 tiny ween.
And scream out the window in a high pitched voice.
Greta, I will get you. That was my Hitler.
Yeah, that was good, Mike.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. I think a lot of people say this weird, outlandish shit now because it gets them press.
Yeah, well, I think the Pink Ranger, the original Pink Ranger, Amy Jo Johnson.
Yeah.
She, I think, said it best because she replied to on I think it was Twitter about some of these things that had come up, and she just said rather than going this route, maybe he should have just got a publicist.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead of putting Hitler on quotes on his shirt.
Oh my God.
It's going to get him a lot of attention, but I don't think it's good attention.
That's not good attention. I don't think it's good attention. I just think it's stupid.
I guess. Plus, I'm telling you, once you're in bed with Nazis, there's no getting out.
Yeah.
Right.
They'll take over everything. I'm not kidding.
Boys, in Saudi Arabia, a Saudi Arabian AI company unveiled a quote-unquote male humanoid robot. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of him. Looks pretty lifelike, I mean, for a robot, right? But they were doing a presentation of it, and this young lady was talking about it, and I don't know if she was interviewing some of the other folks there, but this is a supposedly completely autonomous AI-driven robot. While she was standing there, the robot reached out and patted her butt.
No way.
It looked... I think people are making too big of a deal out of it, but I think it's funny. But if you watch it, it kind of just feels like he moved his hand and it grazed her butt. But it was kind of funny because, I mean, one, it's in Saudi Arabia, right? Wouldn't he get his hands cut off at that point?
Oh man, I don't know.
It just makes you wonder if someone has like a manual override with like an RC controller in the back.
Well, so the claim is that this robot's name is Muhammad, and it's Saudi Arabia's first humanoid male robot. It's fully autonomous, and its makers said it did not deviate from its expected behavior.
No.
So
just very friendly. Very friendly. They modeled him on Joe Biden as a candidate.
Just let me sniff your hair real quick.
Oh man, I don't know. Are we really almost to robots?
I don't know.
I mean, there are a couple of streamers on TikTok that have like AI controlled robots that will respond to questions and stuff in the live stream and whatnot. There's a human there going, the next question is blah 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 blah, and then the robot would kind of give this look up like it's thinking, and then it would respond, and it was always kind of robotic sounding kind of voice, and yeah.
Well, do you know this?
But I don't want to lose my job as the ass grabber. Right?
Is that a well paid or is that
Mike,
just,
Mike,
is that a well compensated?
Yeah.
Is that well compensated?
That's what happened. Where's the sci-fi novel warning against this?
Well, I do know this.
Invasion of the robotic ass slappers.
Most of the dust that collects in your house is like your human skin, the flakes coming off of you, right? The dandruff and all that.
My house in particular? Or?
My house. And I've got a Roomba, which eats up all that dust. So I've got a man-eating robot living in my house.
Wait, how long until it sells your DNA to somebody?
Oh, man.
Robots, nightmares,
But just look at the face.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if the audio is on this.
I don't know. I would fight that thing. I would fight that fucker.
It's
I'm telling you. Have these people not seen Terminator? It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie. Just watch Terminator. I'm telling you.
Wasn't there a movie called AI as well?
Yeah.
With Haley Joel Osment, who
Was that Will Smith?
And eventually.
No, that was iRobot.
Which also was, I enjoyed that.
Isn't that an Isaac Asimov movie story as well?
Yeah, they sum that up into a hour and a half. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's probably the same. It's probably the same in title only.
No, it's decent. It's decent.
It's been years since I read that. But
I like Asimov. But speaking of ass grabbers, like famously. Yeah, and people love Asimov. But he was just definitely like drink at book signings and fondle ladies and shit. It's like
and got away with it.
Well, sure, he's how's it goes.
Yeah, it was a different time back then, Charles.
Yeah, and it was like before women had rights.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't it Asimov that L. Ron Hubbard had the bet about starting a religion based on one of the books?
That was
that was Asimov.
No.
But it was him and like two other like sci-fi writers that like had this bet about like starting a religion based on one of their books.
Yeah, I can't remember now. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like Asimov. I mean, his nonfiction stuff is fantastic because he breaks down, electromagnetism, light, and all these different physics,
right?
Things into digestible words. What the words? He's good at breaking down complex concepts and making them edible.
Yeah.
So I like Asimov. And he never grabbed my ass.
Well, not for lack of trying.
I know. Yeah, I would throw myself at him.
Todd mentioned this the show coming up. I don't remember if it was last week or the week before, but the new X-Men animated, which is a reboot of, is it X-Men 97?
Continuation.
It's a continuation of the one from 93. So it's called X-Men 97 because that original series ended in 96.
Okay. So the creator of that show, Bo DeMaio,
I don't know
he was fired ahead of the premiere on Disney Plus.
Coming out next week.
Not clear why, but apparently he had completed all the work that he needed to for the first 2 seasons of it, and then he got fired. But have you heard anything of why?
I just saw the headlines for it today, so I haven't even looked at it yet. So
yeah, they didn't have any reason why, and he went back to his social medias and took down all the, behind the scenes photos and stuff that he had been posting on his Instagram.
That's a bummer,
and stuff.
man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The guy, it sounded like he did a lot of work to bring this show.
He was like the showrunner.
Yeah, I guess the creator, and he wrote, I think, most of the, if not all of the storyline, and maybe even did some of the art.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
looking forward to seeing the show,
it's still
though.
going on, right? The show's going on.
Yeah. I don't think.
Do they have the original, the 93?
Yeah, they have the original of the original people that are still around. Yes, I don't know.
I just mean the on Disney Plus. Do they have the first series? Okay,
yeah, you can watch the original series on Disney Plus. I've been rewatching it.
I remember it from the 90s, but I wouldn't be able to remember the storyline.
I've seen
so
clips.
Some of the storylines they've had like the Rise of the Phoenix. They've had Days of Future Past. All the stories we've seen in movies in the last decade and a half were originally in that cartoon series, and I think they originally were even in the comics. I never read the comics, so I don't know.
I wasn't an X-Men guy.
But a lot of people are.
The other thing I've been seeing people freaking out is like X-Men has gone woke. It's like no, they never were anything but woke. So.
Why is everything?
Because it's dumb.
It's
and it's
dumb.
just such a.
It is so
It's
dumb.
because
You don't have to define the woke part.
Right.
So you can just blurt out that you're mad about
Oh my
it.
God.
The thing is like these people who are saying this have never watched an X-Men cartoon. They've never read the comics because the original storyline was about of course my brain decides to reboot right now. It's an allegory for the black community.
An oppressed minority.
Yeah. And because
yes.
because everyone who's a mutant is seen as less than or evil just because they're different.
Yeah.
And they're feared because they have powers, right?
Yeah. So.
No.
And the thing is and the other thing is like people are like, well, they're making this one character, a non-binary. Oh my God, what the fuck?
My God.
And this character in the original series was male presenting, but he was a shapeshifter, so he could be whatever he wanted.
Right.
So it didn't really fucking matter.
Right. Yeah, the perfect mate.
It's like Mystique.
Right.
Can you imagine having a girlfriend who is a shapeshifter? You can
Right.
have her.
Who do you want me to be tonight, honey?
Right.
I just want to cuddle and
With
have
an
you be
actress.
yourself.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the thing is because this character was a male presenting character in the original, which he wasn't even a part of the comic books. He was made for the cartoon.
It's when everybody got up in arms on the Battlestar Galactica remake, and because Starbuck was a female,
was a woman,
Katie
yeah.
Sackhoff,
but
and I'm
it's
like,
Katie, dude.
oh my
Who's
god,
mad that Katie's on your program?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's mad about that?
Yeah.
No one.
Jeez Louise.
No one I know anyway. But the thing is like, okay, in the new one, Morph was the character name. In this one, he's kind of an androgynous, kind of white face, no hair, no facial features that look feminine or masculine. They're just they look like an alien gray. So,
Yeah.
and they're freaking out because he doesn't look like a dude anymore.
Give
Oh
him
my God.
titties.
Being woke means you have understanding, empathy, and knowledge, as opposed to being shut down, closed-minded, and
asleep.
ignorant. Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. And just because, and I've been asked to grant liberty to all sorts of different segments of our society, right? So why is it so weird for others to ask to be granted liberty?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, you know what I mean? Nazis get to march down the street.
Right.
I grant them liberty.
Yeah.
I don't fucking go down there and
Well-
you throw bricks or whatever
Right.
because that's it. You know what I mean?
I might
It's
go
like,
down there and
if you
yell
don't
a
like
few
it,
words,
then
but-
don't participate.
Right.
That's all you have to do is just
Not
disappear
show up.
Don't be there.
And the
Right.
most common thing I've heard from people is like, well, why is there a trans person? Why is there a non-binary person in this thing? It's like, it's called representation, man. Some people want to be able to be seen in the entertainment they consume.
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
if
And
you-
just in the larger
yeah.
society. And
I mean,
culture.
like,
yeah.
and this person was a person of color. Like, so if they take away, the trans person, are you going to have a problem if they take away black people from that show too?
Yeah. We want everybody to be white and male.
Yeah. Well, no,
I
this
guess.
person.
or just insert power structure here. Because
Yeah,
somewhere else
that's
it's something else. In Singapore, it's the such and such, and in
Oh,
you know
it-
what I mean. In Sri Lanka, it's the such and such. It's like
Yes.
it's not.
And they
it's
were
just-
like, that's different. It's like, no, it's not. You have representation, so therefore you don't have to worry about it. These other people, they want to be represented in the media that they consume. Why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't they want to be? So I don't have a problem
and
with
it's
it.
also fiction. Nobody's
Yeah.
rewriting the Bible. Nobody's rewriting.
I
the
actually
Quran.
am, Mike.
and they already because they already.
Actually, I think Mike.
I'm actually working on it.
But you
right
know what
now.
I'm saying? It's like your sacred documents remain the same. It's
Except-
like the fiction that these people are writing and hustling to get put on the television, right? That's their work.
Yeah.
I hate to
It's
tell you
their
this,
fiction.
Mike, but yeah, the Bible was rewritten a couple different times.
No, many
Several times.
King
But-
James
but you
version
know
is
what I'm
one
saying?
of them.
We're not changing it to give representation to the 3-footed pelicans. You know what I mean? It's like because that's somebody else's document.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not fiction. A piece of fiction, you can do that, right? And that's why it's fiction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people get really mad when you change things from their childhood, and I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
It's like, don't change the things that I grew up with, man. It's like, you can still watch the original one. You don't have to watch this new one.
That's crazy. Well, we had a couple of celebrity deaths, boys.
Yeah.
Eric Carmen, not Cartman, Eric Carmen.
I made that mistake.
Passed away.
I did.
Eric Cartman died?
I tagged South Park. I was like, wait a minute. Cartman died? The fuck?
74 years old. His original band, I think his first claim to fame was with the Raspberries.
Yeah, which I can't recall. but
I don't
people
know.
are
We
into it.
go all the way. It was a very harmonizing,
Nice.
soft rock,
Yeah.
70s. It's been on like the Guardians of the Galaxy
Oh, geez, all right.
soundtrack and stuff. But I think that was their only hit. And then he went on in the 80s, most specifically with the Dirty Dancing movie. He had that Hungry Eyes song
Yes.
with the Don't Put Baby in the Corner movie.
Yeah,
right?
no, that was huge.
Dirty
that
Dancing?
song was huge.
We've
huge.
Hungry.
Yeah.
What was
and
the
he's
other
got
one?
The gravel in his voice with it and everything. It's
Yeah.
like, oh man, no, he went for it. And
What-
also, all by myself.
Oh, did he do that
I
one
guess
too?
he, yeah.
What was the name of that first song?
I just
Hungry
know
Eyes?
it's a Go All the Way, but I don't know if that's the title. But it's the Raspberries. It's their number one
And that's
hit.
the first thing that comes up when I start typing and go all the way.
Yeah.
See if I can find it.
Yeah, I mean you'll know it once you hear it. He also wrote the theme song for Footloose, which was that Almost Paradise
Okay.
that Ann Wilson from Heart sang
Oh,
with
geez,
somebody
I don't
else,
remember
Mike
that.
Reno or somebody.
No way.
Yeah,
Nice.
they did the duet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I recognize
I
this
had
song.
no idea. Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, that's enough.
Very 70s.
Oh yeah. Rick Derringer.
Arena Rock. Yeah.
Yeah, the April
Oh,
Wine.
geez, yeah. No, I do like me some April Wine. When they're on, they're really on.
I don't know.
And they have 3 guitar players. They all do solos.
Oh, really?
No lie, you know, it's
Oh
amazing.
man, maybe April Wine's a little underappreciated in my household. We'll have to do a little listen. And also, rest in peace, Akira Toriyama.
Yeah, no, it's huge. Yeah.
Was the Dragon Ball Z creator. He's only
Yeah.
68 years old when he
Yeah.
passed
Yeah.
away. Isn't he credited for being the main booster of Mega here in
Manga.
here
I
in
would
the
say,
US?
and the
Western
anime,
world.
that kind of thing. And he's
Yeah.
the king of the cliffhanger. His
Oh,
cliffhangers
yeah.
were just amazing. Yeah,
on Dragon Ball?
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I mean, hundreds of millions of copies of that, backwards page flipping
Manga?
manga. I mean, hundreds
Or
of
manga,
millions.
as some people
Yeah.
call it.
I mean, a lot. The guy sold a lot of books.
I know a lot of friends who are all about manga and anime, and they were my introduction to anime, and part of why I kind of stepped away, or just kind of like, you know what, I'm good. I don't need to see this stuff. There was a huge debate between people who like anime. Do they want it subtitled or they want it dubbed? And apparently the subtitled ones are better because it's the original storyline. They didn't change anything. And you don't have to worry about the lips matching up with the words. And the dubbed is basically, it's a different storyline because of the limitations of having to match the lip flaps, as they call it. And
And change the dialogue to
changes the
something a
dialogue,
little-
and of course because it's Americanized, all the brutal deaths that happen in that cartoon were all removed because
Oh.
it's like the good example is I saw this one where it was like a massive nuclear explosion. And one of them, I think Goku or one of the other guys, goes, "Man, good thing everyone got out of the city just in time,"
Sure. Well, geez. Yeah, no, Cell eats an entire city. Like,
Did that start out as a show and then become like all the books?
No.
Or
It started as the books in Shonen,
okay.
the Shonen Weekly, like way back in the olden days.
Okay, yeah.
And then you just
I
collect the
didn't know
work. So no, it's a weekly serial.
And I think
Okay.
the original cartoon was even like it was done in like the early 80s or late 70s, and then became a thing here in the States much later.
Yeah, now it's 80s. Yeah, but still, it goes way back, and he's done really well. And I mean, Dragon Ball Z is amazing.
And honestly, I don't remember.
Dragon Ball is much more fun, but Dragon Ball Z, is amazing.
What's the difference?
It's a different.
Dragon Ball is much more kid.
It's a difference. It's akin to like Star Trek versus Next Generation. It's just it's the same universe, different group of people. Is the
And
way
a
I
different,
understand.
different feel to it because right, Goku's a little monkey boy, and there's no planetary destruction going on, right? Dragon Ball Z is where it's intergalactic scale,
Yeah.
and the bad guys just get progressively.
It's just
Badder
a
and
later
badder
it's a
and
later
badder.
series is the way I understood it anyway.
Did you watch?
I didn't watch much of it, but I read the entirety.
Was-
Oh, did you?
All of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Yeah,
Was
the-
Dragon Ball Z the one that came out in the early 90s?
yeah.
Because that's the one I was first exposed to, and I'm
then
like,
there's a
okay.
bunch- yeah, as far as the
And it's-
anime go, then it was like, Z Ultra and a bunch of different, filler stuff that they just kind of tacked on because he moved on to Dr. Slump and some other stuff.
Because my introduction to Dragon Ball Z was like every character was either screaming really loud and they're really intense, or it was really subdued and really quiet and they're talking but it was like somebody, I think a comedian once said that in anime either your mouth was really small or really, really, really big. There's never in between. And
The written work was really well paced and well done.
Yeah.
And his attention to details pretty fucking good, really. It's like, and it was just a style that, it was pretty groundbreaking. It really was, and it influenced everything that came after it.
was
And,
like-
and mostly in pacing, how he paced his stories, because it wasn't a finished work.
weren't they
It was
kind of like
weekly.
superheroes in that world too? Like those
Yeah, because
guys?
most of them, there's, a lot of them aren't from Earth, right? So, and the ones who are end up being kind of outshone by the ones who are from elsewhere.
I'm
right?
trying to remember. There's in one of the upcoming
Krillin's the
conventions.
toughest human, and he's cute.
One of the upcoming conventions has a group of people from an anime cast, and I don't remember which one it is off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, Dragon Ball is huge. And Toriyama's a big deal. A big deal. And any of these, remember, it's a lot of work. In American comics, the panels tend to be smaller, right? So the person doing background, and then the penciler for everything else, and the foreground stuff, and then the inker, and then the guy who does the words and all that kind of shit.
You mean the tracer?
Yeah, the tracer. The guy with the painter sometimes, and now a lot of it's digitally separated, if not totally digitally done.
Yeah.
But still, it's multiple people doing multiple jobs. A lot of that manga stuff was a dude, right?
One guy.
And
Yeah.
I think later on he ended up with a team, just like the.
By the way, the tracer comment was a shout out to those Chasing Amy fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a tracer. We got Movie Sign. Did anybody watch the Oscars?
I did
you
not.
see any
I
of
saw
the
clips about
clips
it
of
though.
the stuff. No big surprise. I haven't seen it, but everybody talked about it. But the Oppenheimer won,
guess so,
just
yeah,
like
that's right.
everything.
Yeah.
Best
Yeah.
pick, best actor, best director, best supporting actor. Robert Downey Jr. got his supporting actor.
He got it,
first Oscar for that movie, and I didn't even realize he was
Really,
in
he
it.
didn't get anything from any of the
No,
MCU
he'd
stuff.
been nominated
Wow.
for like Chaplin and some other stuff, but this
yeah, I
was his
forgot
first
about
win.
that.
Oh, he's working on another one of the
Sherlock.
thank you, Sherlock Holmes movies. They're working on 3.
Nice.
So
I do enjoy those.
yeah, those were
Yeah. Best actress was Emma Stone for Poor Things.
Which I haven't seen.
I haven't seen it
I've
either, but I
seen
like
about
her.
half of it, and it's pretty bizarre, but it's interesting. I started to watch it, and I started to fall asleep, which is no commentary on the movie itself. It just I was tired, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to come back to it," and I need to. But very interesting, very well acted. Everybody's giving it their all. Willem Dafoe's in it. Mark Ruffalo. I mean, they are really selling it. They're acting skills.
I didn't
are
know
on
Ruffalo was
display.
in that.
Yeah. And then supporting actor, and I don't know this gal, Divine Joy Randolph won for The Holdovers, which I think is that Paul Giamatti movie. I haven't
No
seen
clue.
that either.
I've not heard of that one.
Billie Eilish becomes the youngest two-time Oscar winner in history.
Good for her.
She won her second Oscar with her brother for I don't remember what the song is, but it's Barbie. It was in the Barbie movie. So and her first one was No Time to Die from James Bond a few years
yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know she did
So
a Bond song.
she's 20, 21, 22 years
Oh,
old, got
man,
2
good job,
Oscars
kid.
under her belt.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
pretty cool.
They don't go as far as they used to. to.
Yeah.
Just to save for college, you need like 12 of them.
So my favorite, and I don't know who actually won this, but John Cena came out nude.
I saw the clip
quote
of that,
unquote
yeah.
nude to present for best costume designer,
Yes.
which I thought was
That's
hilarious.
hilarious.
Apparently, he was wearing like a little nude colored
Sure.
jock strap or something to cover up his naughty bits, but he came out with just the thing. Pretty funny. But conspiracy theorists have already claimed that he is trying to get in good with Satan by committing to a humiliation ritual, which gets him in good with Satan so that he can get more power and fame.
So what you're
stuff.
saying is he's going to join the Church of Scientology?
So it can't just
I
be
don't
a
know.
bit. How come it
It
can't
just can't be a bit. I don't know. So people have already come up and
Plus, yeah, I don't know. Is John Cena being body shamed?
No, I don't.
You know what I
I'd
mean? It's
be
like I don't
stupid
think
if you
he's
are.
I don't think he's embarrassed by his body.
Yeah.
Right? The
Yeah.
guy's doing okay.
The-
I just thought it was funny.
The other bit that happened, and I've not watched the whole thing, but I've seen that clip, and I saw this clip, which was Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito came out to present an award, and they said, "We're both out here because we both have something in common." And they said, "Yeah, we both got our ass beat by Batman."
Yeah.
And then they're sitting there talking about how they got killed by Batman, and I got through out a window. He goes, "And he's right there," and Keaton is just like,
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
you know.
Keaton.
And then
Nice.
the image of him doing that has now become a meme saying, Warner Brothers, you need to make a Batman Beyond movie. This is why.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be great. Speaking of John Cena, guys, on our top 5 tonight, we are going to do, or not our top 5, our take. Tonight, we're going to review the new John Cena movie, Zac Efron. It's called Ricky Stenicki.
Stenicki.
It was so funny.
Yeah. So catch us in the bonus round material on the website in the members only section or on Patreon to catch our review on Ricky Stenicki. Guys, going on with the Oscars was also the 2024 Razzies. Todd's favorite movie last year won worst picture, Winnie the Pooh.
Blood and Honey.
Blood and
Oh
Honey.
my God.
Also won for worst screen combo, Pooh and Piglet, and worst remake and worst screenplay. So
I mean,
it really cleaned up.
It really was a god awful movie, and they're making a sequel. So, and I guess the sequel has a bigger budget.
Oh,
So
my
it's
God.
going to look better.
I guess he gets the publicity, he gets the money.
Yeah, right. It helps. Horror movies are the gateway movies, right?
It really is.
And horror movies can be made like pennies on the dollar, man. I mean, until they become successful, that's when they get the budget,
Yeah, and then it usually goes down.
right? And it gets
Not always,
it gets a
but
different
sometimes.
writer, and you change up key players and whatnot. And
The director for that also won worst director, and that was Rise Frank Waterfield, I think is how you say his name. John Voight, everybody's favorite Angelina Jolie dad, won worst actor for a movie called Mercy, which I don't know anything about.
the Angelina Jolie sperm donor,
Yeah. I thought this was funny. I don't know if this has ever happened before, but the same actress won Worst Actress and Worst Supporting Actress. Megan Fox won Worst Actress for a movie called Johnny and Clyde and Worst Supporting Actress for Expendables 4.
I thought she was the better part of that movie, to be perfectly honest.
I haven't seen it yet. so.
I did, and as bad as those appear to be, it's an action film. It's a popcorn movie. You're not going to expect them to win any award.
Yeah.
So the fact that she got an award from the Razzies says
Well,
something.
I mean, I would be there and I would take it humbly and be excited.
Oh yeah, no,
And that would be great.
All
yeah.
day,
All day.
And I can't think of a single movie I've actually seen with Megan Fox in it.
The original Transformers movie,
right,
the Ninja Turtles movies.
I haven't
Yeah, I
seen the
didn't see
Ninja
any
Turtle
of those.
ones. I know I saw it in
And
Transformers.
then what's the one
Jessica,
where she's it was like her startup movie where
Oh, Jennifer's Body.
Yeah,
Jennifer's Body, that's what
I
it
haven't
was.
seen that.
I haven't seen that.
It's a horror film, I guess. She's like a vampire or a demon or some shit.
Takes over a girl's body and
And she's
Yeah,
she's very attractive in most of the movies I've seen her in, but and she just, I don't know. There's something about her brain that kind of like, yeah, I'm good.
All right.
No.
Stallone also won Worst Supporting Actor for Expendables 4. So, is he supporting in that, or is he?
He's not.
He's not the lead?
He's technically not the lead. Jason Statham is.
All right.
okay.
And it's an ensemble cast. So.
Yeah, I hear.
I mean,
Statham carries the movie.
and spoiler alert, guys, Stallone's character disappears for most of the movie because of something happens, and I don't want to give away anything in case people want to see it.
In real life, something happens, or
No, in the story, something
I
happens.
thought maybe he was like, I didn't get paid enough.
Something
so.
happens
I
to.
always thought they were his babies.
They
thought
are,
so too.
and the thing is in this, something happens to his character, and I'm not going to say what happens because I think you guys should watch it because they are action films, and he's good for those movies. But I don't know. I thought it was good enough for a one-time watching at least.
Right.
And I thought this was interesting. I didn't know they did this, but the Razzies give out a Redeemer Award, which I think is sort of like a lifetime underachievement award or something. But Fran Drescher, the nanny fame, got an award because she was nominated back in 1988 for a movie called Beautician and the Beast, but she redeemed herself by her handling of the strike because she's the president of SAG-AFTRA, or at least she was during the strike.
And who did really well at that.
Yeah. So she got the Razzie Redeemer Award, which is kind of fun.
Who is the Razzies?
I don't know who it is, but it's basically your movie sucked epically. They give you an award.
Yeah, there's a guy that started it. I don't know. 30 years ago or
Blackstone
something,
or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Someone who probably didn't get any kind of acknowledgement for the thing he did. That he's like, well, I did great in that movie, so I'm going to show you guys.
I think it's a brilliant idea,
Sure. Oh,
and it's fun.
And it's fun,
I
right?
think,
Nobody's mad about it.
Didn't oh god damn it, my brain. Catwoman and in X-Men, she was Storm. Halle Berry showed up at the Razzies to accept her award.
I was just thinking there was somebody famous that showed up like last
I
year.
think in the last 10 years, I think it was she did this. It was either
I totally would.
It was even no, you know who it was? It was the woman who was god damn it. Sandra Bullock, I think, is the other person who did it. Showed up and got her award. And it's like,
I would display that so proudly.
Oh, yeah.
It would be so awesome.
Somebody I follow, and they follow me back on TikTok, actually has a Razzie for something they did. And
nice.
They were a puppeteer for a big Hollywood movie.
Right on. Guys, somebody ranked the 10 best Oscar movies ever. I've seen all of these but one. I wanted to get your take on these.
I've seen maybe one of these.
Okay.
Or two of these.
And these are ones that had one.
That did win. Best Picture, just varying years and stuff like that. On the Waterfront.
Sure.
I mean, fuck, that's classic Marlon Brando.
Yeah,
I've never heard of it.
Great movie.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, check it out. I know it's black and white and it's old and all
Oh,
that
it's
stuff.
good with Carl Malden.
Yes.
It's a good film. Yeah.
Lawrence of Arabia.
I could see
Aware of it, but never seen it.
Yeah, just an epic.
Giant epic,
Yeah, in full color, too.
Yeah, I believe Technicolor or CinemaScope. One of them.
CinemaScope,
It's just a huge vista.
It really
like
is.
The Dune.
Yeah.
You can see where Dune, in its choice of shots, kind of followed some of the same.
Oh, okay.
Just big picture.
Big,
stuff.
majestic.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Sand.
This is the one I didn't ever see, and I don't know why I haven't seen it, but Amadeus.
I'm aware of it, but I've never seen it.
No, it's delightful.
Yeah.
It's delightful.
All I know is that one song.
The song,
Amadeus,
yeah.
Amadeus, Amadeus,
Yeah.
Amadeus. Yeah.
That's the only thing I know about it.
Yeah, no, it's a great movie.
Rock me, Amadeus.
I know that the relationship between, and I can't remember the Italian guy.
Solitaire or whatever.
Yeah, I know
so
that they
good.
weren't like this
No,
as they
but it
are in
makes
the
for
movie,
good
but it makes
film.
for good film.
And it's F. Murray Abramson. Abraham
That
F.
plays
Murray
him.
Abram, yeah,
And he
that's
won the
so
Oscar
good.
for that,
Did he?
too,
He
didn't he?
does. He does a
I
great
think he
job.
did.
He's
I don't
just
know.
chewing.
I'm going to have to go see
Oh,
it.
it's great, and it's
Okay.
Tom Hulce as Amadeus, right? So
Yeah.
and it's great
Yeah.
because he's just so good.
Yeah.
he's just a golden boy. And it's annoying.
The most recent one, I think, on the list, No Country for Old Men.
Oh, gee.
I think I've seen it.
It's a cool
I
movie.
vaguely
Yeah.
remember it.
I'm not sure I enjoyed it as much as, it comes in here at number 7. I'm not processing any other Best Picture winners that I would put above it, but
Honestly,
Oh yeah, I don't know if I'd have that on my top 10.
I think I've seen 3 of these movies, and none of them are movies that I would rewatch.
Oh, okay. French Connection, that was pretty badass.
Jeez, I
movie.
didn't know that
car
won
chase
Best
was
Picture.
crazy.
Yeah, geez, did not know that
Gene
won Best Picture
Hackman
at all.
and Roy Schneider.
Yeah, by the same director as the not the Omen, The Exorcist, right? Isn't
Oh,
that
was it the same guy?
Freaking, yeah.
Yeah, man. Number 5, Schindler's List, the epic.
Jeez.
I mean, it is a brilliant film. I can't watch it just because it's too brutal.
it's too much. Oh yeah, nobody
I've never
watched that
seen
for
it because of that reason.
Just have it on as a background film.
Oh my God, no. I think and
Well
just
done. Nobody's
my opinion. I think it's a must-watch at least once. If you can't handle it, I get it, but I don't think I could watch it.
Ray Fiennes does a great job.
Oh,
The
my God.
Commandant. Oh my
Yes.
God, that guy's good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Number 4, one of my favorite films by Clint Eastwood, Unforgiven.
oh, geez, I didn't
I
know
have
that one.
seen
Best
that.
Picture either.
Yeah.
Isn't that's a western,
Western,
right?
yeah. Gene Hackman is.
And Morgan Freeman, right?
Morgan Freeman.
I vaguely remember seeing that. And you know what? I probably would rewatch that because I don't remember disliking it.
That's
Yeah.
mid '90s, right?
I don't think it's mid 90s, but I mean, yeah, we could
Early to mid 90s, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, but just a brilliant about your place in the world and who you are and who you were, and a little bit of redemption and stuff like that. But the Unforgiven part,
That's-
I mean,
yeah.
just the ending. Watch it again if you get a chance. It's a brilliant film. Godfather 2, which I thought would have been before The Godfather, which comes in at 3 and 2, because I think
Is 2 the better film?
2 is a superior film, but 1 is good. I don't know that I would put them in number 3 and number 2 in the top 10 on my top 10. Would they fit in the top 10? Probably, but I don't know if they'd be number 3 and 2 for me.
I would have to look through the entire list of Oscar winning.
Yes,
for me
I know.
To,
Is it
to,
80
to pull,
years, so there's 80
I'm with
to
you.
pull like my top 10, but none of these movies would be on my list because I don't know if I've seen them, and if I have, I don't remember them well enough to be like, oh yeah, they're great. I mean, in the last 4 years, I did see the Godfather movies, all 3 of them, and I wasn't impressed, to be honest.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people love those movies. I just and I know bits and pieces of those movies through pop culture, but as a series of films, I'm just, the whole gangster thing is not something I'm into.
Yeah. No. I mean, it'd be like I'm not into sci-fi, or I'm not into westerns, or I'm not into whatever. I get it. I mean, I just think they're really well done films. I don't. Again, like Todd was saying, I'd have to see the entire 90-year.
Is the list of
history of
every Best
lists.
Picture, yeah.
I can probably guarantee you anything before the 50s wouldn't be on my list.
Maybe
but
I don't know, like Third Man or something's an excellent film, right? But I don't know.
Did
if
it
that
win
Fuck
Best
if I
Picture?
know. I have no idea.
I don't know. And then coming in at number 1, brilliant film. Love this thing. Watch it every few years, but Casablanca.
Sure.
It's just great. It doesn't completely hold up with our mores and norms of today, but
No, he's
I
a
think it does.
rascal.
He's
but
a rascal.
Oh yeah, he's the Han Solo, right?
And he really is kind of an anti-hero, right?
Oh yeah, no. In a lot of his films, he is.
Yeah.
That's kind of. He was Han Solo before Han Solo was Han Solo.
Yeah. But yeah, Casablanca played against Sam, which is never actually spoken in the movie.
No, it's cool though, and she's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's as far as like film go, right? And because that's one argument for how these get to be Best Picture. It's not necessarily the story or the actors or anything else. It's how it's made and how that impacts how people after that point make film.
Yeah.
Right.
And you got I take everything with a little grain of salt, because you got movies like Shakespeare in Love beating Saving Private Ryan, right?
Jeez. Did that happen?
I think that's about the same year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like, what? I mean, I'm not mad at Shakespeare in Love because it was kind of a fun little film, but is it better than Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah. In a bunch of different because maybe it makes you feel better, but that's one criteria,
Yeah.
right? What are all the rest of the criteria that you have to put into finding Best Picture for the Oscars? I have no idea. They never asked me to weigh in on
I'm
it,
not
you
on
know?
that.
So, yeah.
Committee.
Like I said, I've seen, let's see, Godfather, Godfather 2, Unforgiven, No Country for Old Men. I think those are the only ones of these movies that I've actually seen. And
Yeah.
I couldn't pull out anything in those movies that stand out like this is amazing. So
Mike, have you seen all 10 of those?
And I have not seen the Godfather films.
Oh, at all?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which surprises me.
All right.
But
I mean,
because
yeah,
I like Francis Ford Coppola, right?
Yeah.
I don't really like gangsters, but I know that his filmmaking, he goes all in.
Yeah.
He does. He famously.
Yeah.
It's a pageant.
And it's very well acted. I mean, you've got some really brilliant actors of the day, Pacino in his prime.
Yeah. And really giving it. Yeah.
Marlon Brando and all that stuff. Really giving it.
isn't De Niro in those two?
He's in the second one. He plays the younger version of Marlon Brando's character.
Oh.
And then isn't Joe Pesci also in those movies?
No, Joe's not in that one.
Okay.
Yeah. You're thinking of maybe Casino or something
No,
like
it's
that.
No, where was the ones like, am I funny to you? Am I
Oh,
amusing?
that was Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, I'm with you, Todd. I'm watching The Sopranos right now, and we're probably into halfway through season 4 of 6 seasons.
Yeah.
And we both kind of look at each other, and it's like, I get it. It's a good show. And it's well done and it's well acted, but there is absolutely nobody in there that is redeemable. Our fans are taking pictures of
Oh,
us right
good. Just like I don't like murder shows. Right? It's like same kind of thing. It's like I
Or
know
horror
everybody
movies
likes
or something like
You know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not my genre, and I can appreciate the quality product some of the time, even if it's not my thing.
Yeah.
But then if I only have a couple of hours to spend watching TV, why am I watching something I don't like?
Yeah.
You know?
So it's a good show. I wouldn't put it on my Mount Rushmore. A lot of people put it on their Mount Rushmore of best television shows of all time. And I get that when it came out on HBO, it was something new because it was dangerous and it was violent, and you could get a lot with a show being on pay for cable on HBO.
Yeah.
So I get it. I can see why people have this nostalgic love of the show, but once I get done watching all 6 seasons, I'll probably never go back to it again. I mean, it just isn't worth it to me. But
I think part of it might be the whole stereotypes of Italians too,
possibly, yeah.
you know, because I like Ray Donovan, and that's got gangsters in it. But those guys, maybe the difference is those guys are Irish.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the difference. I don't know.
I don't know.
And it's a tough subculture for me to want to try to find heroes in. You know,
None of these guys. None of these guys. There's not one. There's one redeemable character in the entire show, and that's the son of the main guy. Because he doesn't. He's just like okay, I don't know, and he's just a relatable kid. Everybody else has no redeeming quality. The rest of the family knows what their men are up to. Right? They know that they're criminals and pieces of shit, and they do bad stuff, and they sleep around, and they say stuff like gabagool. Oh, marron, you know, and I'm not making fun of Italian slang stuff, but it's like none of these characters have any redeemable quality, but you're sort of fascinated to sort of open up the curtain and see
aren't
who they are.
Aren't they family people too as well? I mean, they're all about family.
Yeah, until you cross them, until you do something they don't like, and then they'll just put you in the ocean, wrapped in chains.
Including family members? They're going to do it to their own family as well? Okay.
Yep. There was one main character. I don't know if you're ever going to watch the show.
Probably not.
Uncle Junior, who is Tony Soprano's uncle.
Uncle Junior.
They call him Uncle Junior because he's a junior and his name is hard. It's like Corrado is his real name. But Junior was going to have Tony whacked because something he didn't like that Tony did. So he was going to have, and they actually tried to do it.
Wow.
To murder his own nephew.
Wow.
Right? And they got over it. They hugged and kissed and made up, which is good. But yeah, there's nobody in there you're like rooting for, which is weird to me in a show. Even if you're a bad guy, but you're sort of, you know, that classic misunderstood bad guy, or you're the anti-hero.
Yeah.
There's just
Or
nobody
forced
that
into
you're
shitty
like
circumstance or
Yeah. I mean, if somebody gets run over or shot or something like that, you get fucking good. You deserved it, dude.
Right.
There's just no redeem. But it is an interesting show, so I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to get we already got too deep in the Sopranos woods. But
Did you ever watch the sequel series where his son plays his dad's part?
oh, the movie,
was it a movie? I thought
Yeah,
it was
they
a
did a
series.
movie called Saints of Newark, and we're going to wait till we're done with the series
sure,
and
sure,
then
sure.
watch, because it's a prequel to the beginning of stuff. But
Because I know the guy who played the main character, the one who died, his son plays his Gandolfini's. His son plays his younger part. Yeah.
When we find out Gandolfini's really French or something, he's not even in the town. He's doing it all.
Maroon.
What an actor!
And no, his real name is Gandalf.
Yeah, well, that would be cool. Yeah, he's an ancient.
you shall not pass.
They just added the Dini at the end because they wanted him to sound Italian.
Yes.
I like it. Gandalf.
I do want to get down on, because they're always eating. Everybody's always eating in that
Well,
show,
all right,
because that's
well,
where
hang on there. Hey,
conversations
whoa,
take
whoa.
place. I do want to get in on some of that Italian food.
yeah.
I'll tell you what, some ziti, spaghetti and bolognese, and all that stuff. But I'm down.
I got to spend a little bit of time in Italy when I was one.
Oh.
Up in the Riviera, like Rio Maggiore and such.
Okay.
And it's just like it's right on the ocean and with a steep hill in between. And they would just bring in fresh seafood every day. The food was so good. And then up top is where they grew their wine. So it's like wine from that village and then food from the water right at below that village.
Nice.
Oh, it was killer. Oh,
Wow. How long did you stay there?
Geez, a few weeks, way longer than I was scheduled.
Wow.
That was delightful.
Wow. Is that when you went to Czechoslovakia and stuff?
Yep.
Did you
kind
of do a little tour around?
Yeah, it was great.
Nice.
Oh, that kid. I hope she's all right.
Nice. All right, boys, you want to give out a little advice?
Whoa.
Let's do it.
3 little questions come in, so there wasn't like a big full thing, but I figured we could answer these 3 little questions. So first one, dorks, obviously talking to you guys, what's the best way to break up with someone so it's not too messy?
Like emotionally messy, I assume.
I don't know. Just not
what's
too
the
messy.
Steve Martin method. Is it?
I mean,
You throw dog poop on their
you throw
shoes?
dog poop on her shoes.
honestly, I mean, being like not beating around the bush, being pretty forward with it, but also not being a dick about it either.
Yeah.
It's like, look, this is not working out. I think we need, at the very least, maybe you should like talk about having some time apart, maybe, get into some therapy with a couples therapy or something.
I guess depending on how deep into it they are.
Send over a stripper telegram.
Nice.
And then get pictures and then accuse them of.
You
No.
I always go back to the main thing, dude. If you're not, I don't know if this is a gal or a guy or whatever, is to be honest. Just be honest. If you're not feeling it and you don't want to, the quicker you do it and don't draw it out and don't, create a fuss, just say, hey, you know what, Todd, it's not working out, dude. I'm sorry, but I'm going to call it quits here and
all right, I'm going.
have a good life, right? And
Yeah, geez.
done.
I don't know. All I know is the King County rent is really high. So there's a bunch of people in relationships that it's so that they can pay their rent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta think about, okay, if you're breaking up,
Nuts, but it's
man.
like still like $1,000.
if you're breaking up with this person, how far away are you gonna have to move to be able to afford a place to live?
Yeah. Don't sign a lease, everybody, because you're kind of stuck. You're stuck.
Somebody is one of the two. Geez, I don't know. I mean, but the best way to do it is I don't know. You know this person better than anybody else, and you know yourself better, right? So do it in a way that is not going to like make them remember you in a terrible way.
Yeah.
Every time they remember you, you don't want them just go, cursing with their last breath on their deathbed.
Right.
I've had far too many relationships in my life, and I've sort of done both sides of it, and I've done some not crappy ways to break up with somebody, but I've done some emotionally charged stuff, and I don't recommend it. I feel bad about it, and I did some stupid stuff to make them, feel bad about the relationship, and to make it, because I thought it would be easier for them to sort of take the breakup.
You seem like a bad guy.
Not just to make them see that it, and just, I don't know. It's hard to describe it without
Poop on the
getting
pillow, baby. Poop on the pillow.
the Amber Heard way.
Pull an Amber Heard. Yeah, there you go. Just take a massive dump in the middle of the bed. No, actually,
Coming back to that.
no, I wouldn't do any of that stuff. I mean, the whole taking a dump on a bed is the most insane toxicity thing you can think of. But honestly, I think you should talk to the person. If there's issues within the relationship, you should talk to them anyways. Because, maybe they're not aware that whatever the issues you're having with them, they're not aware. So you got to talk to them. Hey, this is starting to bother me. We need to work on this.
Well, and if he's serious about, because what it says is he wants to break up. So if you really want to break up, just end it, and do it in a busy restaurant. So.
Do it someplace where there's lots of people, lots of witnesses.
You're about to skydive. You're about to jump out of a plane.
And just replace their shoe with a backpack full of dumbbells. Yeah.
No.
Just
I'm
steal those
breaking
shoes
up
off.
with you.
The whole way down, just glaring. Oh my God.
And she didn't enjoy her first skydiving. Oh, we don't know. This could be a woman talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever, but-
seriously though, I would talk to the person that you're wanting to break up with, because being passive aggressive is never going to work for anybody.
No.
So
Right?
be forward. Say, hey, look, I'm having an issue here. Give them an opportunity to try to fix things. If it's something they're doing that you're upset with, if it's just you're not into it anymore, maybe you should just look. This is not working out for me, and maybe we need some time apart.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get to the second one. Nerds. I feel trapped in a dead-end job because I need the money. I want to do something better, go to school, something. 24, got a kid in debt.
Yeah.
Got a kid and debt. But should I throw caution to the wind and go for it?
Yeah, go join a trade.
Or
Yeah.
I mean
it, and take out some,
do something. Do something you want to do
absolutely.
with your
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps and just do it.
Yeah. I mean,
just dive in, because sometimes you gotta
I'm joking.
plan.
That doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look back at my life at 50 and I think about when I was, late 20s, early 30s, and thinking, no, I can't go back to school. No, I can't
I think
get
about
a
it right
second
now.
career.
Yeah.
No, I can't do these things because I got these other responsibilities. Don't be 50 and look back going, man, I should have, right?
And even if you are 50,
go
you can,
for it.
Even if you are 50, you can go back to
Yeah.
college.
Oh, absolutely.
If you want to do that route and get a better job because
Yes.
of, although I don't know if having a college education really is
It depends,
a thing anymore.
doesn't It depends.
Depends on what you want to do, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, be an electrician or retire in 20 years.
Yeah.
Right, with a skill
You
that
can go
you
to
can
trade
always use.
school, which
Right.
doesn't cost as much money as a college or
Yeah, no, it's not
university.
They'll pay you to go.
Yeah.
They really will.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, I don't know. I think it's a great idea because 24 is young enough to where you can be retired by 50, dude.
Yeah.
Right?
And if you don't want to be an electrician, go to
sure.
school, get a job as a teacher, get a job,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
you want to do.
Teachers,
If you
yeah.
want to be a
Nursing's
painter,
good.
go
Yeah.
try to be a painter.
Yeah.
I had
What are you,
someone
nuts?
offer me a job being a truck driver. It's like
Oh.
I don't necessarily want to drive truck.
No, and I really think that, capitalists want to get rid of people driving stuff. They want to automate that shit way before we're ready for it.
I look
but
at it
I
like
just see it
this.
coming.
I like driving and going places. I like being able to travel, but getting up at the butt crack of dawn to move somebody else's shit. No, I'm not getting up at 5 a.m. to drive a truck around a bunch of idiots who can't drive.
I bet there's
because
a lot of stress.
if I was having to do that for a long period of time, I would most definitely have a road rage moment.
Yeah, sure. I think in a lot of cases, drivers don't have to touch anything.
Yeah.
Right? It's like it's somebody else's job to load, unload.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, but there's the other gazillion people on the road.
Right.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the other people on the road than I am about me driving a an 18-wheeler kind of thing going across country.
BJ and the Bear, dude.
The only thing I would say to this person, besides that, is whatever you want to do, be cautious about going into more debt.
Yeah.
Because I did that game back when I was young too, and it took me forever to pull myself out of it. So find programs, look at scholarships. There's plenty of stuff out there, especially, I don't know if you're married. You said you're 24 and a kid. But there's plenty of stuff out there that you might be able to get.
I guess it depends on what they want to do.
It really depends on what you want to do. So, but I say go for it. If throw caution to the wind, go for it.
Yeah, and look to a way to retire. There was either a pension or some kind of thing to where you will be able to retire something, right? Because having to work when you're an old person like myself is a drag, I promise you, with nothing in sight. Nothing in
I would
sight.
say try to save too. You're 24. You got a lot of living ahead of you. But don't go into debt and try to save a little bit every month.
Credit's hard, but those weird life insurance policies, if you just pay a little bit each month, you borrow on that, and you don't have to have good credit to borrow on that. Right? And it's tax deferred and all this other. So rich people trick.
They know how to play the game.
But that way, because credit's hard, man, especially if you got a kid and you're already in debt and shit, right? Your credit rating's going to fucking suck. And as you work on that, you get one of those weird whole life policies and you pay $50 a month or whatever, and just steal toilet paper from McDonald's like I did.
The other
$20 a month.
I did it from my workplace.
The other thing I would say is if do you have family that you can see about staying with while you go back to school or something? That way, A, you don't have to worry about rent.
Yeah,
B,
totally look at all your options.
B, you may have built-in babysitters because grandparents love their grandkids.
Sometimes, if you're lucky.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever met a person whose grandparents didn't like them, but I guess that's possible.
Or just don't want to be involved, man. So
That's okay.
I've known some that were like, I did my job raising you.
I'm done.
which is not unreasonable, actually, but I wouldn't do it.
No.
But that's not.
I don't know.
They're separate humans. And didn't you just see the footage of Donald Trump totally blowing off his grandkid?
No.
Oh yeah.
Which
no,
grandkid?
I don't know, Ivanka's kid or whatever, or the
I don't know
kid,
who's
whatever the daughter, the blonde daughter, and her dude. And he shakes their hands, and the kid's trying to come up and make contact with him, and he's just like, "Fuck off, young person!
You're out of the will.
Ain't got no money."
Will, he doesn't have any money to leave.
You're not an earner.
I don't know. But if you have family, that's fantastic because childcare is really expensive.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would say look.
Take advantage.
Gets into a trade.
Here comes the Burlington Northern Santa Fe.
Yeah, take advantage of any opportunity that you can.
Yeah.
You may not be able to be heard for a second here.
Chugga chugga.
That carries a fuselage of the 737. So it's going
Welcome
back
to
somewhere.
downtown Renton, everybody.
Yeah.
Does that got a plane on it?
No,
that
there's
would
nothing on it right
Going
now.
back the other way to get back on that main.
Yeah.
It's just a.
But yeah, it brings in the green bananas.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
Holy
then
moly.
Spirit Airlines still has their logo.
I know.
You'd think
my
they would have
God.
went, let's take that off for a little while until things cool down.
This was my favorite question. Dudes, I want to ask my girlfriend to join in a threesome. How do I ask? Politely.
Oh, man. Yeah, with wine coolers.
No, not that way.
On your knees.
Oh, man. I don't know. You just, I guess, start dropping hints. It depends on your relationship, right?
Yeah,
Some people are
it's an
really open
honest
about-
discussion.
Yeah, some people are super open about some people are-
It really depends on whether or not she likes women as well.
Well,
Yeah.
not
Or did-
necessarily.
yeah,
Well, I mean,
you didn't say anything about
I
it.
think that has a huge deal to do with it. I mean, if she's not into girls or women, she's not going to be into it.
I don't know. The ones I've been involved with didn't require them liking each other, so.
I don't mean
it
liking
depends
them.
on the relationship,
No, I'm
it
talking
does.
about being your girlfriend actually being into boobies and vaginas.
From experience, and it hasn't been extensive, but the two gals didn't do anything for each other.
You were the centerpiece?
I was the centerpiece
Oh,
in
the-
that
the
sandwich,
meat of the sandwich?
which was great.
Oh, good.
And
Good on
then-
you, kid.
yeah.
Ah, shucks.
So, So yeah, it didn't matter. I would say it's an honest conversation with your partner. Otherwise, it's
point
going to
blank.
naturally happen.
Be
right?
point
It'll
blank.
just
Don't
happen.
don't pussyfoot around it, pun intended. Just be honest, be forward about it. Say, hey, I've always wanted to have a threesome. What do you think about that?
Dear Penthouse Forum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't,
But that's
'cause
not
it depends on how open they are talking about stuff. And,
We invited my girlfriend's best friend over for a hot tub session.
yeah,
Do they still have the iAnonymous on the Stranger?
I think
I haven't seen
Stranger's
The
only
Stranger
online. I
forever.
think it's only online.
Is it only online now?
Find out if she likes to read that, and then post a question on iAnonymous.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it beats me because I'm pretty far removed from like the shopping around. For
Oh,
it,
yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
but I'm sure there's a lot of just the scrolling online apps that
Yeah.
it's just like threesomsinmyneighborhood.com or something. You know what I mean?
I think
just talk about it and then just dial one up.
I think the other thing you may have to consider is the third person may be a dude.
yeah, I was just saying that too. Don't look at me like that, Nick.
Yeah,
It could
they didn't
be
say
that
in
he
the
wants his
question, right?
girlfriend to
Yeah,
get railed by somebody else, but we don't know. We don't know. Or
I mean,
maybe
and
he's
don't forget
into
our
guys.
phone number is easily. It's not hard to find the number.
It's really not hard.
Maybe he is a cuck in real life. You know.
We don't know.
Yeah, no. Well, I ain't gonna fucking kink shame anybody.
No.
I don't. They didn't see anything, illicit or anything. It's like he's just trying to find a smooth way to sweet talk his lady and doing something that he's into and she may or may not be into. So.
Yeah.
You could also do like this. If you're at a bar or at a club, or if you ever go out and socialize with other people, just kind of casually say, "What do you think of her? Is she attractive? Would you be into like messing with that kind of thing?"
Yeah.
That way you can play it off as a stupid question because you're a little bit drunk.
Yeah, I will say this: having a threesome with a partner, like a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and bringing somebody else into the relationship can change the dynamics of the relationship.
Yeah, it
so
could
you
fuck
do
it up.
have to be careful.
It
with
could
that.
fuck it up.
If you're just in a casual relationship with somebody, and there's another casual person that comes in, it's sometimes a little less
I would think it'd be-
emotional.
it's just a different.
Yeah, it's a different
dynamic.
vibe.
Yeah,
Or-
it just is.
Here's another thought, and I just thought of this: is maybe suggest polyamory to your girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
that way it could be the two of you looking for somebody.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or if you're 19 years old and your buddy Nick wants you to rail his wife or his girlfriend who's 25,
Oh man.
it happens sometimes. So I just go lightly, my son. Go
Poor
lightly.
Nick.
Yeah.
Poor Nick.
Yeah, well, fuck. I'm not going to kink shame Nick either.
Yeah.
I know what he's into,
Yeah,
right?
it's all good.
Yeah, as long as everybody's consenting adults.
Really, truly.
God bless.
Yeah.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, as long as everybody has
I just
some
like the
say in it,
least
yeah.
amount of stress around my lover. The person
Yeah.
that I'm sleeping near, and I sleep hard, so they could easily murder me. Murder me in my sleep. So the least amount of stress.
And you know what?
And weird feelings.
Don't
the better,
pressure them into it if they don't want to. Because if you pressure them into it and they resent you for it later, because you looked at her boobs a different way than you look at
Whatever
her
it might be. Yeah,
Whatever
because
it
it
might
wasn't
be.
a consensual thing.
It's anything can turn into an argument with, well, since you fucked her,
Yeah,
you've been doing this,
it's-
this, and this.
Yeah,
no,
it opens up a can of worms.
It really does.
It presents a can of potential that is open and closed simultaneously, like Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah, I was going to say Schrodinger's cat. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, if you're in a committed relationship, the conversation around it would be apropos first to make sure that everybody's on board and there's maybe some ground rules and some
don't push
specifics
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yep.
But if you're just dating somebody casual and you're like, I'm going to invite my friend, whoever, over and stuff happens, it's great. I mean,
geez. Yeah, I bet there's just apps galore for sure.
Oh, I'm sure there
telling
is.
you. Oh my
Yeah.
God. From what I, surmise.
But yeah,
I've heard rumors.
I almost was in a threesome once, and I'm in hindsight, I'm glad I had not, because that would have really kind of changed the friendships between the three of us, and it wouldn't have been for the better. So
feel that.
I mean, it would be easier if it was something that she was trying to get you to do, I think, because most guys are like, hell yeah, but I don't know many women who are like, you know what, yeah, I want to fuck you and that person at the same time. It's not necessarily a thing for everybody.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's a thing for everybody.
No.
But that's why you talk about it. Because if it's not, then you just, when she's out in town, you watch porn, right?
Have a
Right? It's like,
long
that's fine.
conversation about it too. Don't just talk about it for 30 minutes and be, oh yeah, we figured it out. No, have it. Talk about it multiple times and say, hey, are you still into that? Get a hold of this person, see if they're into it, and make sure everyone's down for it, and not just one person and the other two are just being polite.
And my grinder, talking to my girlfriend.
Or if you don't want to include your girlfriend, just find 2 other women or 2 other people in general. So
I guess, but also, because if your girlfriend's not into it, then tell her that that's what's going to happen.
It's just
and
you
leave it there. Or whatever.
and me and Whitney Houston, baby. On the radio, baby, on the radio.
You, me, and Whitney.
Oh, chef.
no thanks. I'm not into crack rocks.
Oh, Whitney. Well, she's no longer alive.
She's not. Boys, let's end this here episode on something positive. I found a nice neurodivergent story. Down in Peru, there is a neurodivergent movement for people with bipolar disorder, ADHD, and autism. It revolves around picnics. This is a really good idea. This group put this together because everyone needs connection. So the Peruvian Neurodivergent Coalition throws a picnic every once in a while and invites neurodivergent people to the picnic, and they give out colored armbands to all who show up. So green armband would mean that you're approachable and people can come talk to you, invite you into activities to participate and stuff. Red means that you would probably prefer not to be approached, but you still want to be there and be included in what the group is doing. But either way, everybody wants company and to connect, right? So it doesn't really sound like a picnic would be a burgeoning social movement, but beyond the bags of cookies and crisps, they're campaigning for neurodivergent Peruvians to be understood and accepted and to live free from stigma and abuse. So I think it's a great idea.
I think it's awesome. I would love to see that happen here.
Yeah, might be something you could start up, Todd. Picnics are cheap to do.
Sure, absolutely. Public places.
Bring your own food.
Yeah, just come down and like they do. If you want to be participate in discussions or activities or whatever,
I think that's a
tons of stuff
idea.
you could do, and everybody can feel included in something. And the folks with the red armbands that don't want to be approached, maybe after a while they get more and more comfortable with the people that are there, kind of a thing.
To whatever level they want to be, and that's great. But knowing that they're amongst peers to some degree is great, right?
Yeah.
I can just imagine going to like a park someplace and just seeing a large group of people wearing headphones.
Oh.
Because they like to, some autistic people have sensory overload with sound, so they wear like the big noise canceling headphones.
Yeah.
Which are a godsend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't think they're even actual headphones. I think they're just muffled, like
I wear
like
all the
construction
time.
muffler
Yes.
things.
No, I love it.
Yeah. So that's the Peruvian Neurodivergent Coalition, if you want to look at it.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, other than that, you boys got anything else you want to talk about before we make a run to the bonus round?
Day's coming up. Everybody be safe and
Anybody
sane
got any
out there.
big plans? Todd, you talked about going watching movies.
I'm probably going to stay home and watch, I have a bunch of Irish-themed type movies on my computer. I have the Boondock Saints movies. I have some other movies that take place in Ireland, like The Commitments, and
I love The Commitments.
It's a great movie. But I might actually go into Seattle because they have a bunch of Irish festivities at the Center House. Or the Armory, is what they call it now. But so they have arts and crafts. They have an art gallery full of Irish artwork, and then there's always music, and there's step dancing, which is, the girls in the skirts, and they're moving just their feet, and their arms are flat to their side, and they have the curls in their hairs and brightly colored outfits and whatnot. And then there's always the parade, which is probably going to be tomorrow or Saturday. I don't know. I haven't looked. I haven't been an active member of the Irish Heritage Club. Actually, I don't think I ever was a member. My mom was a member of the Irish Heritage Club, and they do all this stuff. And when I was a kid, they would bring bands over from Ireland to play like traditional Irish music, you know. And one year, I remember the band stayed at my grandmother's house, and Mick, the singer, was this old grizzled Irish guy who looked like he probably drank like, you know, pony kegs worth of alcohol a day or whatever or more. But he would always come in and say, I have this grand story. I'm going to tell you this story. It's such a grand story. You're going to love this story. It's a lovely grand story. And he'd go on for 10 minutes about how great the story was, but he'd never start.
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Suspense.
Nice.
Mick was such a nice guy. Yeah.
Mike, what you got any big plans? At least for the weekend?
Yeah, Friday is Accused at Lucky. Saturday are the Scoffs doing Stiff Little Fingers at Slim's, so Irish punk. And then Sunday we've got dinner up at Christina Clymer Jarvis and at her crib. And then
Is that going to be an Irish themed dinner?
yeah, he does corned beef,
Oh, okay.
cabbage, and Irish soda bread and such,
Nice.
all homemade. And then I think I'm making an apple pie because I like fucking apple pie. And pot pies because I make pot pies every year. But
Yeah.
and as long as I'm making pie crust, you know, I might as well just make a bunch.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the hard part.
Yeah,
Stuffing gets the fun part.
What's funny is I don't remember my grandmother ever making corned beef and cabbage during March. She was always like making stews and like ham and potatoes, and everything had potatoes.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Of course, you know, because we're known for our potatoes. Potatoes. But yeah, I as an adult, I had corned beef and cabbage one time. I was like, oh my God, people eat this?
Oh, yeah, but it's one of my least favorite uses of that material.
I mean-
Either peppercorns, beef, or cabbage. All three of those are used to their worst.
The meat was okay. It wasn't fantastic. The cabbage was absolutely disgusting. It was the texture of it was so gross. I can't even tell you how gross it was.
Oh,
Because it gets mushy or whatever. Yeah,
It
that's
just-
back when everybody just boiled everything, though, right? We
Yeah,
didn't know boiling
to
phase
be
stuff.
fair, my grandmother was not a good cook, and she boiled everything, and everything was either cooked to the point of no return,
Yeah.
where it had no
Yeah.
flavor,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause
Or-
that's a beef brisket, which I know Charles isn't into beef, but
No.
a brisket you can do
you can
a
do
lot
some
of really
good
good things
stuff with
with
a
it.
brisket.
You really can, and that's just not what I'm.
Yeah.
no, it's
But that's why, and, you know, if I get invited to a place where I'm not going to like the main course, and that's not what I'm saying, Mark, and I know you're listening, then I'll bring something. Bring
Yeah.
some shit that you'll eat. That's what I do.
Some apple pie.
Apple pie and pot pies. I'll just go
Nice.
gulp, gulp.
I will tell you this. My grandmother used to make the best soda bread ever.
Nice.
I mean, it was the traditional soda bread from Ireland. It's one of those round loaves of bread. You know, it's just a huge mound, and it was super soft. And when it came right out of the oven, it was so good. I mean, you put some butter on that. Oh my God, it was so good. But the funny thing is, my grandmother had her own way of making things. She never wrote any of the ingredients or any of the instructions on how to make these things down. So the recipe cards that she had were not what she used to make the things that she used to make. And my cousins tried making what Grandma used to make, and it didn't turn out the same. I'm like, you're missing something in this because this tastes like cardboard. I'm sorry.
Man.
Yeah, it's trial and error. That
It really
thing.
is.
Add some
trying.
sugar to that shit because it's really dry.
All right. Well, good on you. Have a good weekend, boys. And if you're here sticking around for the bonus stuff, like we mentioned on the our take, we're doing Ricky Stenicki, which is on Prime Video, and our top 5 this week, if I got it right, is our top 5 favorite apocalyptic movies.
Yeah. Also, I will post a list of movies that I'm probably going to be watching. So if you guys are curious about what I'll be watching, other than the 3 or 4 that I mentioned, there's a bunch more. and I'll post a list of the movies. I don't know where you'll be able to find them. Probably on Amazon, probably on Netflix, but either way, you'll be able to find them someplace.
Like St. Patty's Day.
Just a list of movies that I watched during St. Patrick's Day. Just The Departed is one of them, which is a
Scorsese film.
Scorsese film, which is not a bad movie. And then there's Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I think is one of them. And the one with where Johnny Depp is Bulger.
Oh, yeah.
Whitey Bulger?
Whitey Bulger, yeah. But yeah, I'll put that list up on the Facebook page so you guys can check out those movies if you want.
All right, boys, another good week.
Right on. Thank you.
Happy St. Patty's Day,
Yeah,
and we'll
everybody
see
be
you next week.
And raise a pint and sláinte. Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.
Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you think this episode is worth $1 or $5, the boys would love to have it. Please go to ourtownpod.store for merch or to donate now. For less than a cup of coffee, you can also join the website in the member-only area for exclusive bonus content, vlogs, and more. It's just $3 a month or $30 a year. Thank you for listening to this production of Our Town Podcast Extraordinaire.